Hello again, it's Joey Joe Maguire, still in Hammersmith Hospital after my quadruple heart bypass, but recovering very quickly. Hopefully everything's going to be okay. Still got my first bra on, 52 double D, quite an achievement at 64-year-old, my first bra. Anyway, I think they call it a teddy bear hugger or something. You need it, so when you cough your ribs don't just fall up. Anyway, latest poem for my new book, which is The Heart Mechanics. It's called NHS Solution. For those lucky enough to have survived the night's deadly perils, the system groans on, squeaking and creaking for all to hear, like an old bicycle that doesn't know its days are done. Strangely shocking, but not everything is old. There are many high-tech ways sitting comfortably alongside the Bakelite, and they groan just as loudly as any, sometimes even louder. I have been watching from a distance, examining the breakdowns as a layman would, and I don't always understand, for I know little of such medical matters presented, relying heavily on Google just like all the rest. It's easy to see why it's difficult to spot the causal factors, because they are right in front of our eyes, though years have seen and allowed apathy to creep into every nook and cranny that exists, meaning the problem is the fault of many things rather than one on its own. The simple problem with technology is a problem that will solve itself in time, and we all know that throwing money at a problem when all the pockets are bowls, and don't we all know that any large institution is corrupted with all forms of thievery. No, the problem is with the system. It is not a financial one. In fact, we spend too much. It is the complex reaction to the essence created by human interference. We simply make it difficult. It is the complex reaction to the essence created by human interference. We simply make it difficult. I have watched so closely. I have had to, having had 4 helpings of Punjabi bypass, and a handful of days ago, I have watched the pecking order played out by caring humans, and I've seen less cruel things in nature. There are cliques between the races, old grievances bringing argument to the table, the natural order of things upset. For example, in Hong Kong, a Chinese child is taught not to be the slave to the Filipino. They are taught, like Nazis, to consider themselves superior. It's the way of things, a product left from warring nations, and there are many more examples to consider. Continents differ in the way they judge respect. What is judged to be right by one should not be presumed right in another. Hence the scene is set. Old grievances, intolerance, scores left unsettled, creating a perfect battleground for the squabbling and fighting that started the whole thing in the first place. Round and round we go, stirring the pot, adding as we go along, not knowing how the final concoction will taste. A bit of this and a bit of that, and you've got the perfect recipe for disaster. A sprinkle of human greed, love, affection, suffering, and overdone emotion, death and misery bringing fear and discontent, meaning after a while you can smell the flavor of human breakdown. It's like a curry, but this issue will not be resolved by adding a cup of yogurt. We have not got a tikka masala miracle here. I think, though, I have seen the answer to the problem that has flummoxed the geniuses amongst us. We must remove the politics, give the NHS to the people, because it is by right theirs to use and theirs to run in the way that they see best. And I know there will be many who say poppycock to my practical suggestion, and my answer to them is bollocks. We've tried it your way, now for once can we just try mine? Shall we, John McGuire, Hammersmith Hospital? Power to the people.